Um, I'm gonna wait for confirmation from either the chat or Bod to see if my voice is going through. There we go. It's a Christmas miracle. It is a Christmas miracle. I have no idea what was going on there. I think something glitched out with light streams, which we use to give you all the fun information at the start of broadcasts. Something must have happened on their end there, because that I've never had that happen. Usually, we were talking about it since you guys couldn't hear us. We were talking about how usually like that might happen with like either the commentator audio or like the actual volume from the track. But I don't think I've ever seen both of that happen. So yeah, glad that we could get here on the formation lap. Sorry, you guys probably didn't see any of qualifying because we were kind of busy troubleshooting the entire time. But Fenrique did qualify on pole. Fenrique finished third on track last week, but he was penalized. I believe that I left you guys with a teaser there where we thought that he was going to get penalized. That moved up Swarner to P3. Fenrique did remain in P4 though. KD with his best qualifying performance of the season so far in P2, only 2 points for him on the season. So definitely looking to bring some points to Racing Point. There's a lot of points there to help out Bean Sandwich, who's pretty much been all alone so far. Lopez in P3, back in P7 of the championship right now, with the main guys missing, Alp, Nicholas. Lopez should be able to capitalize on that as well as everybody else. R-Bar in P4, the Fallen, not really sure who he is. I think he's a French flag, so I guess he's someone from one of the EU tiers. Pardon me if I mixed any of that up. Perry the Dog in P6. Tichy filling in once again at Alpha in P7. Bean in P8. JCK, a new driver for Williams from Mexico. He is in P9. Wizard, also from the EU, filling in P10. Swarner in P11. DK 12th. Bursey 13th. Uvinus 14th. Fatal 15th. Morera bumping up from AM2. The Portuguese man. He will be looking to have a good race here today. And Clay Funk, another new addition to Williams. He's from Canada in P17, Wingit in P18. Rounds up the field, and that was quite the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, roundabout. Been notable on the mediums in the top 10 as well. So it's the exact same thing he's done last week, which did lead him to a race win. Starting in the ultimate, so if he can repeat the feat, it's a real chance for some of these guys to get a podium or a win, whereas like otherwise other people would have gotten them. So it's going to be an interesting race. See if capitalize.
All right, let's see if these lights go out. They go out on time, and Fenrique looks like he gets the jump. So does Lopez on KD. Lopez actually might get a jump on Fenrique there. Not quite. I think KD might have held him off through the inside. No hargy-bargy, I don't think, through the source. Going up the hill. Oh, Rouge, as KD tucks right back into the slipstream of Fenrique, and I'm sure there's plenty of dirty air going on back here. Some of us didn't experience that last night because we were too far up front. Yeah, one probably just followed each other over that second. I guess Radion is what that one is. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I don't think anybody really had any issues, at least major issues, through the field. So that's always good to see everybody packed up. And I think that means that we are certainly due for some action here. Hopefully no VSCs like we had last night. That was very frustrating for us. But yeah, good stuff here from the top. It looks like JCK did make up a position on debut for Williams. As I mentioned earlier, looking on Perry is a Wizard up into P9. Let's see the biggest winners and losers here thus far.
Yellows, that's Ferrari, is it? No, it's an Alpha. It's
a Tichy.
Maria, filling in name too.
What was it? Oh, Maria. Oh no.
Play points a bit behind as well. I wonder if they've had a bit of a coming together.
Yeah, tough look from Herrera. Did he have a good race yesterday? I believe he was. Yeah, I think we had a lot of retirements last night. I'm pretty sure he wasn't one of them. Going back on board with Fenrique, of course, setting the fastest lap, 148.4. on the opening lap. And look at this. We are getting the same glitch that we've had every week so far. Give it a
lap 3 apparently.
Yeah, we are on lap 3 apparently, and Perry the dog is your new leader. I'm going to go back to Tyre.
Yeah, I've got Juventus as my leader, so...
Oh, wow. The Russian judge has yet to cast her vote. Oh, man, I don't... Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But Fenrique is, in fact, leading the race, as you can see from this beautiful camera angle around the comb. But
looks like it's real pace.
Yeah,
So
he does.
A win possibly tonight. I reckon this is absolutely his best chance. He's going to make a few mistakes, but if he can pull it together, I think this is his night.
Yeah.
Obviously Lopez just has to be curb as well, so Lopez trying to hang on too. But
yeah, I think yeah, for all of these guys, you know, it's really a big opportunity here without Alp. Obviously, Alp's I think down in 7th or 6th in the championship right now, but he also missed the first 5 races or 4 races. So yeah, big opportunity for guys like Lopez, Perry, Swarner, Bean to make up some pretty big ground, especially with Nicholas also out, our championship leader at the moment by 33 points over Fenrique.
Count those on the podium in most races that they both race. So
that's true.
It does really open up the door.
It's true, and honestly, Red Bull, yeah, that was a 45.7.
He's putting a really good last sector there, so he's just running DRS, which is really important.
Yep. Anytime you are in the 45s and race trim around here, you are probably doing pretty good. But R-Bar down there in P4 can't really make up any ground on Lopez early on. R-Bar is 3rd in the championship at the moment. The Fallen is actually kind of close there in DRS range. 6/10 back, Bean right on his tail. The Fallen still a little... He's a mystery man. He's a man of... He's the most interesting man. Yeah, I think he had a French flag. Yeah, so EU2 maybe.
I don't remember what theory is.
Yeah, I was watching EU3 yesterday, and he was not in that one, I don't believe. But Bean right on his tail, followed by Perry, and then JCK doing a pretty good job here, holding his own with the Young Thug profile picture in the Discord. Very interesting choice of artists. He has broken DRS on Wizard. He was in P9, and then Swarner in P10. Talked to Swarner before the race. He was not very confident. He was hoping for rain, and rain is not coming. So Tichy back here in P13, and no, that's the commentator's curse. Tichy loses it around Stavolo, and he's gonna have to pit. That right wing is absolutely destroyed. He can't even make it through Blanchimont there. So yeah.
Alfa Romeo 17-18 to start off with, so not the ideal start for those guys.
But I mean,
of course, take sub drivers, but still.
Take that, everyone who says Codemasters isn't realistic. Fenrique here.
Yeah, well, better racing point in first.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's true.
Oh
yeah, true. Okay, well, absolutely fair play on your part. The following back here on R-Bar, still gaining with the DRS. R-Bar does not have it on Lopez. Let's see if he makes a lunge here into Lacombe. He does not, but he does set a purple sector 1. He is right on R-Bar's tail at the moment.
Like that.
Yeah, he's got like a French flag helmet. I like that. That's kind of cool too. Yeah, speaking of French, we are in the French-speaking province of Wallonia, here in the Ardennes Forest in southeast Belgium, which I mentioned to absolutely no one except for Bodhad whenever we did the initial 2 intros.
A couple of practice days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really had a little more aggression that time. Thank you a lot, Twitch. But Bean is actually now starting to reel in the following as well, as Fenrique is kind of, it's not really gapping away, but it is 1.5 pretty steady as Lopez is kind of floating in and around DRS range on KD, but not anything close. Those guys seem pretty much lockstep at the moment. I think this battle from P4 down to P8 is really where the action is going to be coming from in the next few minutes, at least until the first stops of the race. I'm not sure. Didn't really talk about strategy, did we? It's pretty much soft to medium. Yeah, about
Soft
8. Yeah, about 8 and 14 laps. Yeah, it's very doable. So I mean, really,
Side by side, up by Rouge, by the way. Just to jump in
that's
there.
that's
Or Mikey Ding Dong was fighting for the championship in AM2 last season, but they've alternated places about 10 times in the last 3 laps. I think that's something worth having a look at, as well as Fergus going to get by on DRS. At the same time, it looks like Dean's gotten fallen in P5 as well.
yeah. I don't think.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like Fallen's going to be given up here quite yet. He's right on the tail. I'm not sure what kind of downforce these guys are running. Obviously, Sector 2, that is where the guys with the higher downforce are going to gain, but there's really nowhere to actually overtake as they go through Pouin here and into La Fond. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, Perry and JC.
Yeah. Oh, someone's round.
Whoa.
Oh, Murray's pretty.
Yeah, I think.
Top of radio.
Ooh, on those new mediums. Ooh, that's the first one of the day. If you guys have a bingo card at home, mark off VSC within the first 5 laps, as I believe most people probably had that one happening.
Probably.
Love the stream. Hey.
Too long for medium.
Hey, Damon's Gaming is giving us a compliment. Thanks, Damon's. I love you too. I love you too, dude. Seriously. Let's get married and go somewhere. Wing it in P15. Looking for a move on Bursey in P14. Wing it definitely did not bring his racing shoes to this one. Definitely kind of stuck down there at the moment. As Lopez has gotten back into DRS. Up Eau Rouge, Redion onto the Kimmel straight. Let's see if he has anything for him. Looks like KD's just gaining through Eau Rouge. Gained about a second just through that flat-out sector itself. Is Bean. Oh, sorry, Bean, as we get a sick helicopter shot. Bean was able to make a move on Arbar, who is kind of falling down the field. Bean on those medium tires, of course. No longer the lone Mexican in the series with JCK. So hopefully this isn't a this is more of a Rodriguez brothers situation and not Sergio Perez and Esteban Gutierrez. No, I'm just talking about like 2 Mexicans, because Esteban Gutierrez is trash. Pretty bad.
I was just thinking of them putting each other in the wall at Spa.
Yeah, that's true too. JCK looks like, I think JCK might have cursed him back in P80s. I think he's the first one with a 3-second time penalty. 6 laps into the race. Okay, did Katie? Katie does love those. Katie loves those 3-second penalties. Seems like he is often racking those up. But the Fallen is latching onto the back of R-Bar as well. Perry and JCK still within a second. These guys are forming a DRS train on the start-finish straight, and of course the Kimmel straight. Am I mistaken?
That is something notable about this year though. There's always a massive kind of 6, 7, 8 car train, and like what's normally kind of the P5 to 12 range, but up a little bit higher this race.
Yeah.
The absentees. But it's great to see so many cars so close in pace and like actually racing each other during the race. This is another example of that. Only problem is the DRS train factor. It's going to be hard for anyone.
Certainly not. Yeah. Now, am I mistaken here? I'm trying to think back to like the earlier, the last gen F1 games on like PS3. The Codemasters made. Did they ever have a DRS zone through Blanchimont from Stablo to the bus stop? I want to say, I thought they. For some reason, I keep thinking.
Because like back in like the 2011, 2012 days, you could use Curtis, just kind of like the overtake button we've got now. But I don't think there was ever DRS, except for 2011 where you could use DRS everywhere. I think it was 2011 where you could use DRS wherever you wanted, including the flat out corner.
Yeah, that's more for the Pastor Maldonados of the world.
Yeah, I don't think there's actually been a set direction though in terms of the race.
As this gruppetto up here is starting to get a little tight. Bean up into half a second. Yeah, Bean is really doing it right now. I'm not sure who. Do you have a yellow?
Oh,
I think
that's Burzy.
there's a Burzy back there coming out of Puon, maybe.
Yeah.
Was he in that with was Clay Funk involved in that too, or was that just Burzy by himself? Maybe.
I think Clay Funk might have gone around it. Burzy was kind of with Juventus and DK, I think, so not too sure what happened there.
And Katie's gonna be Katie is the first one in the pits, and he's gonna be followed by Lopez Arbar, the Fallen Perry, JCK, Wizard staying out along with Fenrique, obviously. A lot of guys jumping off those softs a little earlier than I expected. Looking for that undercut on Fenrique, perhaps. I think in these kind of conditions, I would imagine that you can get perhaps 8-9 laps out of it to make that medium stint a little faster. But who am I? There's a reason I'm in AM2 and they're in AM1. So
well, the tire profile isn't that bad in terms of tyre wear, but it is a long lap, so there's a lot of time in one lap to be gained on fresh tyres. So it's an interesting one, but yeah, I would have expected them in kind of lap 9, lap 10, kind of making a bit more of a half-half race. But I guess, as you say, they are in AM1 for a reason. They probably know what's best. So
yeah, they're probably not only are they faster and better looking, they're also a lot more intelligent than me. So being when I'm talking about good looking, I'm talking about Fenrique up here in P1. I think those mediums for Bean are starting to come good compared to Fenrique's softs. He's gapped about 0.6 for the first two sectors here. So Bean definitely looking pretty good. If he can get that under 2 seconds, I have a feeling that with the advantage he's going to get on those softs for the last stint, he might be in the best position in this race. He got by everybody he needed to get by now on that first stint in short orders. Fenrique dives into the pits on lap 8. Not sure if Wizard and DK are going to follow him. Clay Funk also on those softs for 7 laps.
One other thing worth noting as well is Lopez managed to jump KD in the pits somehow, so KD must have been held by a couple of other cars, because Lopez is now the leader of the pitting train.
Wow, well done there from...
Just looking at the gaps there, I thought KD was held up behind someone, and I realised it was Lopez, so Ferrari pulling out a mega stop, which is something that can't be said at the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a bit...
That's a podium right there then.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often. But yeah, of course, these medium runners, I think they're going to be stuck on these for the rest of the race if it is up to them. Maybe some late stage safety car shenanigans may be had. I think that's also been a bit of a common occurrence the past few weeks. Is that Juventus into P3?
Full safety car.
Speak it into fruition, Kitten Petter. Speak it into fruition. And Tichy on the hards.
Or he's done it on the straight, actually. He's not moving. He must have put it on the wall in the main straight. You can see on the map there, a stationary line.
Perhaps just a little too much power there on the hards as they were cold. This actually puts Fenrique right back into the position that I think he would like to. Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Bean. He was gone about 18 seconds on everybody else. Yeah, that's tough for Bean, but he obviously has quite good pace around here, so we'll have to see how that plays out for him in the long run. But I believe this is just I think you would have to stay out here. I mean, you can't make softs last 12 laps, I don't think, but he's gonna take this free stop anyways. Yeah, well, this is not for the faint of heart, guys. Bean is trying to do some David Blaine stuff, I think, if he's taking these softs. Let's see what they are. They are softs indeed. Boy, those are going to be absolutely barking towards the end of this race. As Fenrique is just now going, great camera. Man, we're getting some really good camera angles here, and Bean is going to be able to stay out. So... interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting.
Oops,
This,
that one's safe though.
yeah, that's not good. I always forget the safety car driver's name. The German
Burn my
guy.
land, mate.
Yeah, Burnt Mylander.
Yes.
Duh.
The man.
Yeah, sorry, Burnt.
He's probably loving the chance to get some hot laps in his nice shiny little Mercedes around one of the greatest tracks in the world on a beautiful day. So
Yeah,
he'll be loving life at the front there that these drivers might not be.
yeah, Burnt definitely gets his he earns his paycheck in Codemasters League racing lobbies. In the past about 6 months, uh, ever since they made that patch where safety cars come out nonstop. So he's definitely enjoying himself. I'm enjoying it because I think this is going to be quite the battle here between Bean, who's gonna have to save those softs a little bit at least, and Fenrique on those fresh mediums. Who will come out on top? This is the classic Mexican-Brazilian rivalry that I think you don't really see in anything else except for motorsports. So, Lopez in P3, obviously he did jump KD. KD was right on his tail as well when that safety car came out. Arbar in P5, Fallen in P6, Perry P7, Wizard, Swarner, JCK in P10 on debut, DK in 11th, Juventus 12th, Fatal 13th, Clayfunk 14th, Moving at 15th, and Bursey bringing up the rear on fresh mediums in that AlphaTauri.
Jersey and Bean had just pit a lap early for fresh softs for some reason, so they've kind of been given a bit of a wild card out. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Juventus come in again at the end of this lap actually for not setting mediums, but I think Bean kind of has no choice now. It'd be interesting to see whether he guns it, knowing to make another stop, or whether he tries to just drive cautiously and save those tyres, because 12 laps is an awful long time. It's going to be 11 racing laps at least.
I mean, typically these guys have put in enough practice where they know exactly where the limits are, so I don't think he would have done it if he didn't think it was possible. That said, it's gonna be extremely difficult, I think, to.
I reckon they'll be in the 80s by the time the race is done.
Yeah,
Dusty out,
absolutely.
So
Yeah, he's
okay.
he's gonna have to be careful, but he's also gonna have to get away from Fenrique, break that DRS in the first 3 laps. But Fenrique will be coming later on in that stint. Yeah, I think we're about to find out. But 10 racing laps on those softs, gonna be something. Speaking of something, Juventus did stay out on these softs, so I think he's going to stick to that strategy as well. We've seen Juventus make some pretty interesting tire calls here with safety cars in the middle to late of races. And last week in Abu Dhabi, it definitely did not work out for him, so hopefully this time it goes a little bit better for good old Claudio in the Mercedes. Yeah, it's true. Oh man, I just love the helicopter shots we're getting around here. Around Bruxelles, the hairpin. Yeah, I know Juve pit for softs, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's a pretty long way to go, Dumres, on those softs. But nonetheless, we will find out what he's going to do. Lights are still on the safety car. Going to be watching for that here. Believe this is going to be the last lap. Should come off right about. Well, not quite yet. It'll be after this.
Yeah, I've got my eye on Lopez. I think he's going to be nice and quick after this as well. Haiti will be an interesting one. But as always, kind of sitting in a really nice top 5 position there, just putting in consistent laps. So yeah, we're going to be a real chance for some people to really gain a few positions if they get the restart right. Obviously down, probably not quite into turn 1 necessarily, but at the end of the Camel Straight, we could see a fair few side-by-sides. So we'll have to see who can get the run on these relatively cold tyres. So who can take advantage of being backing the field up. It'll be interesting to see when he goes before or after the bus stop. the safety car's already just got the pit lane, so it's now up to the...
Yeah, I think you might be best off accelerating out of the bus stop and trying to catch Fenrique a little early. I think he's going to go after the first part of the chicane. Oh, and Fenrique, he does not catch him off guard. Fenrique actually goes right into the back of him. And now the entire field is backed up here. Valtteri Bottas, 3 wide into La Source. 3 wide into La Source, and somehow... Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going 3 abreast into Eau Rouge. Oh my God. Oh, no, that's humongous. That is humongous. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we saw that in the background. That is... I gotta say, I'm not surprised by that.
I'm not even going to get a safety car or a virtual. Of course.
5-second penalty. Oh, man.
I just saw a Perry and Mercedes, I think it was Arbar, just go around at the same time, and I think Perry just got absolutely collected by Wizard who's coming up the hill, so... Well, there's going to be a lot of cars with front wing damage now.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I was following KD from, like, the front shot there, and he went wide, and then in the background you could just see... You just saw Arbar go straight on into the barriers. Obviously not ideal for him, but luckily this is only a video game and they're not injured. The following up at a P4 as a result of that, I'm surprised that didn't bring out another safety car. That was absolutely massive compared to what happened earlier with Tichy. Yeah, they just kept going. All right, race director obviously making some interesting decisions. Juventus is hanging around the outside of DK around Blanchimont. What a move from Juventus on those soft tires. Goodness gracious. I don't think I've ever seen a move like that in game. That is ballsy. That is ballsy stuff from Juventus. Well done. That was a purple sector 3-4. Yeah, up 2 seconds already on Fenrique up front. That is pretty solid stuff from him. Gonna look back a little bit further is Fatal and Wing It. No one going 3 wide through Eau Rouge this time. I think everybody learned their lessons. Is that Clay Funk? Does he have some damage on? No, he doesn't. Okay, it's just a misleading camera angle on those black front wings of Williams. Yeah, Fatal. Yeah, these guys are all bunched up as the following is looking for a move around Bruce Schell on KD in the Force India. Looking for a banner day. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, the Canadian-owned Racing Point. Looking for a banner day for BWT Racing Point. Yeah, did you see the picture of... I think it was... Yeah, it was like kind of fire.
That was one of the better things I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Anyone who hasn't seen it, go have a look at it. It's pretty much the whole side of Stroll's car destroyed in that Mugello crash, and someone's edited Mercedes. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It is the same kind Mercedes 1.4 at the moment, so pulling some decent points if it stays as it is, but of course it'll have a couple of question marks over that strategy on the softs, but looking good for now. The main Mercedes both getting kind of a bit shafted. Arbar in that massive restart, and then Juventus in the scratchy with the safety car.
Yeah, I think Swarner must have picked up some damage there as well, because he's all the way down in 15th with fresh mediums. Interesting. That is, yeah, Arbar's in P3 in the championship right now, and Swarner's in P5. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not sure that either one of those two will be scoring points today. So a point shakeup you asked for, and a point shakeup you will receive in Spa.
Yeah, a chance for the midfield guys to really kind of assert themselves at the front of that pack. When I say midfield, I say loosely, because they are very close to the front. It's not so much a distance between top and middle of the field, but real chance for them to gain points on their rivals with a lot of the usual suspects at the top. while now being kind of out of contention for decent points, as well as then just being absent from the race. It's kind of, what's that, 4 of our top 5 or last week are all out of the points at the moment, so...
Yeah, and of course, Fenrique and Bean, the reason Fenrique did not finish P3, or one of the 2 reasons, I think he had 2 10-second penalties, or 10, something like that, was early in the race. I think he made some pretty heavy contact with Bean, spitting him while they're both going for, I think, P2. So hopefully no love lost there, and maybe we'll get some no-holds-bar racing here at the end, a la Raikkonen and Hamilton in 2007, around here in the wet. Juventus right on the tail of JCK. Didn't see him sneaking up there. I was more focused on JCK reeling in Wizard in front of him, but Juventus has done the same thing on those softs. I think he might be able to make a move here on the Kimmel straight into Lacombe, even if, I mean, he might even get it done before then on these softs. Huge traction advantage through Eau Rouge. But JCK still does have the DRS as well. Yeah, he's going to pop out. Show JCK that he's in his mirrors, but I don't think that JCK is too worried at the moment. As long as he's staying in.
DK and Fatal just had a side by side, and DK went incredibly late in the brakes to hold the position on the outside. But these 2 once again having a massive ding dong, while the Ducati guys in front are having a scuffle as well. Juventus is kind of not, Juventus is kind of in the middle of them, but starting closing out pretty ahead as well. See if they can make the most of those softs while they have the grip. So we'll have to get the moves done now before they start to die off. We saw in the first stint how much Bean managed to capitalise on those older softs, making up many positions in quick succession. So Juventus is going to have to get his work done now and hope that he can get these 2 behind before they catch him. And then wing it, of course, up behind as well as Bergy. So 4 guys ready to pick up the pieces of any calamity that befalls the guys in front of him.
Is this a possible top 5 for Juventus?
Difficult to hang on to it, but I mean, it's possibly definitely taking.
Really makes you think.
His P6 should be a good effort. And Vaughan has a time penalty as well. I'm not sure what Juventus has. We can check that out. Handy telemetry here for a sec.
Handy dandy telemetry. Oh yeah, can you check their the tire wear on the soft runners as well? From that.
Yes, I will check that as well actually. So Bean is on about 30s all around, and the medium guys, actually Lopez is on about 30 as well, so Lopez is burning through those tyres. Enrique's are about low mid 20s. KD and Fallon mediums are both around the 30s as well, so Bean's actually looking after his tyres pretty well compared to his medium runners. Has got a couple of moves on the track. Oh,
and that's Fallon. Oh man, through the comb. Yeah, I just caught the end of that. Looks like they touched tires. Fallon. Yeah, unfortunately for Fallon, he was having a great day at the office here, filling in for Nicholas, the championship leader. Yeah, that'll move Wizard. I think that was just a racing incident. If I got to play steward there, I don't think that was there. I don't think there was any malice involved in that whatsoever. I think
very minor contact. I think it was just at the wrong point of the turn in where they just managed to. Yeah, just kind of amplified their movement going right already, and
now now look at JCK trying to. I mean, he's one-handing it around campus through Stavolo, adjusting his. I would imagine that's his fuel settings, and yeah, he is on the button right now. No, he's not. I don't think he's on the button. He is trying to make the move into the bus stops. Checking left, checking right. Wizard just parks it right in the middle. Nowhere for him to actually go. Some good defending from Wizard. Must have learned it from Mark Webber. Mark Webber's defensive driving school.
I've got some penalties information as well if you'd like to receive it.
Go for it.
Well, actually, might keep an eye on this DK Fatal wing it pack. This is straight because they get nice and close together again. Fatal does meet in the middle of the ding it sandwich. Edmund's going to get the run on DK with the DRS and he's put overtake on as well, both of them using overtake. But the overspeed of Fatal should be enough to get him alongside, so whether he can hold it.
Oh boy,
So
and
Lopez picks up another time penalty.
Ooh, that's not good for
DK goes
Lopez.
so deep on the brakes. DK looks really good on the brakes, not the first time. So hang on to that. Fatal's going to mega run out of here actually, so he might throw it down the inside. Or he kind of does, but kind of backs out of it, so...
Yeah, DK
Fatal
was...
looks like he's got mega pace.
Yeah, DK, or not DK, DK was really, he was on that inside line in the cone. There's nowhere for Fatal to go. I was surprised that he was able to hold that on the brakes.
Of course, that goes wide. That'll be a warning. So DK looks like he's taken some driving lessons from Mark Webber as well.
Yeah.
In terms of penalties, that gap at the front is actually pretty much dead even because Bean's got 3 seconds if Enrique's clean. So that's important. Lopez has 12 seconds, so Lopez is going to drop off the podium. A fair way, probably actually, because the next worst behind him is 6. Most people have 3. KD has 3. Wizard's actually clean as well, so Wizard could be on for a podium. JKM's got 3 seconds. Juventus has 6. And then DK, Fatal, Wingett, and Bursey, all of them have 3 seconds. And they've all got 5 warning points actually, so one more for them, and they've got 3 seconds.
Yeah, I went back on board, or not on board, just following along with JCK there coming out of the bus stop. Super squirrely. Super squirrely. I thought he was about to lose it into the pit wall. Luckily he saved it. He's going to have a pretty good run here, I believe. Only about half a second with that DRS. We'll just have to see how much time he can make up. Down to 3.5 tenths already coming out of Eau Rouge. Not quite enough. I think Wizard must be running a pretty low downforce setting.
Wizard used a lot more DRS there as well to stay in front.
Yeah.
He was on it for most of the straight, so Wizard defending quite hard. And he's going to be wanting to save a little bit in this second sector for those who can use it. For the rest of the straights, there are lots of straights to make a move here, so Wizard's going to have to, really be efficient at that to stay ahead.
Yeah, it does look like. Looks like JCK is a bit faster through the twisty sections of the circuit as he goes a little wide through Pouhon. I think that might have been a warning. Yeah. Tom Rez in the comments did mention next year is going to be pretty tough for the commentators. Aston Alpha, Alpine Alpha with a PH. I think we're just going to go back to calling Toro Rosso Minardi. And I don't think I'm going to refer to Alpine as anything but Renault.
Aston Jordan, maybe.
Yeah, Eddie Jordan owning the team.
Jordan, Minardi, get the old names out, why not?
Track everything back to who's Stewart Grand Prix right now.
Fatal and DK's made a contact as well. Fatal late in the brakes and bus stop. So you got two three-way fights that are really close in the track at the moment. A battle for P5 and a battle for P8.
Yeah, Fatal's going to try to get the traction down around the outside of the source. He cannot. I don't know about you, but that's probably my favorite that is probably my favorite overtaking point on the entire circuit. It's a little bit sloped at the source, so getting around the outside and then kind of using that traction off is probably my favorite. But Fatal's going to make this one pretty easy on DK. No defending that one. In fact, DK is going to have his hands full here pretty soon with his teammate Wingett and Bursey as well, joining in on the fun, looking for another point after he grabbed one last week.
These three are all fighting for points. Usually they're kind of scrapping away for 1 or 2 points, but 3 of them will get points this time. So DK gets a 3 second. Mentioned before, all of them had 5 warnings, so any more warnings.
Oh, and there's Bean. Bean with a 3. Bean gets a 3 second time penalty, I believe. That popped up. I think that just popped up. It popped up as soon as DK went off, and then it went off right away. I believe that's.
Yes, it does. So Bean's now got 6 seconds, and that's going to definitely put him behind Enrique. And that, what's the gap for Wizard? It's more than 6 seconds, so Bean will probably drop to P2 then.
Oof. So Fenrique's clean, right?
Fenrique's clean, so Fenrique is effectively 3.5 seconds in the lead.
Oh man, that's tough.
At this point.
Fenrique with no warnings either, right? So perfectly nothing.
I'll check the warnings. He has 1 warning. so it's not perfect. But
Well,
close enough.
fair play to Fenrique. I guess after he got into the rear of being on that safety car restart, he did give him the position back, and they have held that ever since. Very sportsmanlike from Fenrique here this evening. Is Wing It,
Yeah.
JCK, and I think, well, I guess not JCK, he's probably already through the comb. But DK is still barely hanging on to DRS. I did not think he was going to have DRS on Fatal still. I think it was about 0.990 of a second away. So he barely got that. And I think this might just be a matter of time here for Wing It. If Fatal can pull out his R-bar DNFs. Where's that?
No ridge, Radion as well.
It's right on board with Swarner, see if we can see it up the hill. I don't think we're going to be able to see it. I'm not sure. 5 laps on those softs. I wonder if the rear just got a little light and we lost it. He might have. Oh, there he is. Oof, yeah.
Yep. Probably on the exit there then.
Yeah, I would venture to guess he probably touched the left, or the curbing on the right side. JCK through Blanchimont up into the bus stop. The new and improved bus stop chicane. Not really improved. I think the old one was better, but I think, yeah, Wizard still just yeah, that's neither here nor there. But JCK still trying on Wizard, but Wizard with that beautiful VHS he picked up from the Mach Webber Defensive Driving Institute. Had to dial a toll-free number to get it, and he's put it to good use here today. As JCK just
hasn't got the best run through there. JCK is going to mega run, and this should be the one.
Yeah, I don't think Wizard. Yeah, Wizard's not even going to try now. I don't think. Is there coming into the coma, and he does get it done. Well done to JCK, up in a P5 on debut. Not too shabby for the Mexican. Young thug fanatic. I'm gonna look at Burzy here. Burzy's getting pretty close. Burzy's getting close to Wing It too, so Wing It might actually fall under pressure. It's JCK, curse of the commentator for I think the 15th time tonight. Picks up another 3-second time penalty. Burzy within half a second, there or thereabouts, on Wing It for the final points-paying position of this Belgian Grand Prix. As Fenrique is up on Bean. I think Bean has he has hit the cliff. He is falling off the cliff, and I think Fenrique is going to take a chance here to win this one on track. I'm not sure.
He's catching the track too, so both of those positions probably not quite even in terms of penalties, but both of them showing really good pace. Lopez, we mentioned before, burning through his tyres a lot quicker than the other two. And then Bean's obviously just being 11 laps old, so Fenrique and Katie might inherit their P1 and P3 respectively on track, rather than just be given them at the end of the race. Fenrique's got a mega run through here and should get the move done.
Yeah, this
should
be easy enough for Fenrique. Pops out.
For lead of the race.
Yeah, I don't think Bean's gonna even try it. Yeah, he's not gonna try. With that 3-second time penalty, he doesn't even really have much of a chance, does he?
No.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate for Bean, but a good drive nonetheless. Here today, he's definitely moving up the points. This should put him very comfortably into P3 behind Nicholas and Fenrique.
Yep. KD didn't have the best run through turn 1, I think, because he didn't end up with DRS, even though he was only 8 tenths behind at the line, at start-finish line. So KD probably won't be out of position on track, but will inherit it due to penalties. Wizard's still in the back of JCK, but not close enough to make a move, so that battle might be done as well. Swarmer picks in the fastest lap.
Just to aggravate everyone in the top 10. Swarmer has decided to do that.
I think Bean had that before, so won't be too happy with that.
Swarmer's only one spot behind, yeah. DK, all these guys back here, not quite over. I do want to catch Fenrique as he crosses the line. As DK gets a 3-second time penalty, Fenrique is coming around the bus stop for a victory. This is his first win of the season, Fenrique. Well done to the Brazilian. Bean will come home in second, but I think Lopez might... No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well done to Lopez for teasing me there. As Wizard has come through into P3 by 600ths of a second. Oh, my Lord. That is tight. Bursey up into P8, his best result of the season. Well done to Bursey. Fatal, I think, also his best performance of the season as well, up there in P7 after a slow start. So well done to these guys. Unfortunate for the Fallen, I think he probably would have been online for about a top 4, top 5 had he not had that little run-in with Wizard. Nonetheless,
I think in P10 for his first points of the season, pretty sure. But that warning on the last lap, he took him over the line and lost him their position to his teammates. So unfortunate there for DK. But we'll pick up the last point. Juventus ended up getting them both. So there'll be a couple of points to Juventus, and Mercedes, very teammate, didn't manage to finish the race. So Mercedes only getting the 2 points. As Faber gets driver of the day for making up the most positions relative to his starting position, so coming out on top of that little scuffle there, should be pretty happy.
Yeah, interesting enough. I mentioned Fatal's had a bit of a slow start this season, but definitely has the pace to turn that around and get pretty even with Lopez most of the time. Just kind of got the shorter end of the stick more times than not. But yeah, well done to Fenrique. I believe that's his first race win of the season, or is it his second? I can't think straight right now. I believe he's been on a lot of podiums. Can't remember if he's won yet, though. But yeah, well done to Fenrique. Bean did a great job finishing in P2. That will move him up into P3 in the championship. And Fenrique closes that gap down to just... that's 8 points behind his teammate Nicholas when they come back next week in Monaco.
Very well there.
Yeah.
How unoptimal his strategy was as well, having to do 12 laps in the softs.
Yeah.
So Bean's put in an absolute cracker of a race, and then Wizard, just because of being clean, managed to get the podium. I was going to say, just as Katie crossed the line, it would be the first podium, and it is his best result anyway, but just missing out to Wizard there. So Katie finally managed to put together a somewhat clean race, the exception of those penalties. JCK on debut as well, P5, that's a great result ahead of Lopez. So we thought could be the podium, obviously crossed the line with lots of penalties.
Yeah, two Mexicans in the top 5. Pretty solid showing from the fellas from the south. Any driver of the day comments in the chat would be welcome, because I'm quite frankly, I'm not sure who I would vote. I would almost give it to JCK just for finishing 5th on debut. I feel like he held his own out here this evening.
There's a couple of contenders. I reckon Fatal has done very well to get himself up into there ahead of that battle.
From 15th.
Battle group there, and to come out on top of that is an achievement. Also being on the unoptimal strategy, he's done very well to hang on to that P2. So he could be in contention as well.
Yeah, indeed. Not really sure how the invites are going to go. Fenrique is kind of hit or miss with the interviews. Bean doesn't have a mic, and it's probably about 2 a.m. for Wizard at the moment.
I'll ask the question.
Yeah, ask any of them if they want.
Otherwise, you can do all your pre-race chats about the track in that time, maybe, or the ones you do in person in a week.
Oh, well, I haven't really. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, you know.
Oh, you got through some of them, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I lost it. I lost the magic after that second restart. It didn't work. Just lost the magic. Don't have the magic in me anymore. It's getting too late in my neck of the woods. I'm an old man. Yes. Have you ever spoken to Wizard before? I'm not sure if...
not in person, but we've talked before, so we're going in. Oh, let's send an invite before he joins.
Yeah. Just cast some rope out there and see what happens.
Otherwise, we can just line it up, but we'll give him a minute to watch it.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey, Enrique.
Hey.
Yeah, we're waiting a second to see if anyone else joins, or if Wizard.
Yeah,
interested. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, Bud. I'll let you take it.
Let's do it. So, yeah, interesting race there in the end around what is probably a lot of people's favourite tracks. But you two plus have been come out on top in the top three. With I think you finished P6 in the end, but jumped on penalties. So that's a good effort there. But we'll start with the P1 man in Fenrique. Keeping it clean pays off, but you ended up getting the move done on track anyway. So well done there on that win.
Yeah, first win of the season. Yeah, I was expecting this win a long time, mainly in Monza. But yeah, it was a good race. Don't have too much to say. I won by myself without many tricks. Just with being in the exit of the safety car to the rest of the race. But yeah, was a good race. I love this track, and yeah, is that.
You've done very, very well to end up on top. It's important for the championship as well, particularly with Nicholas missing out. Even though he is your teammate, he is also your rival, and also Alf as well. So it's important to get that good result while you've got the chance to. Keep in touch with you an update on that standings if you wanted. But yeah, superb job, and that's really going to kickstart your season, I reckon. We've seen you on the podium so many times, but it's good to see the first win. So well done there.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Enrique, well done. That does put you 8 points behind Nicholas preliminarily in the championship.
8 points behind him?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Game on then. Red Bull looking incredibly strong from the constructors as well. Then
yeah,
I think that's going to be a championship fight to watch. Definitely. We haven't seen you in the podiums, so we may as well just ask you now. How have you enjoyed battling your teammate? We've talked to Nicholas a few times about kind of having the respect between the two of you, but still willing to go hard at it. Are you enjoying the fight with him?
Sorry, mate. I don't understand.
That's right. I'll simplify. Your teammate. Are you enjoying battling with him? We've seen you guys fighting on track a lot at the moment.
Oh yeah. We have a good. I know. For me, we are friends out of the tracks because me and him support each other in qualifyings with slipstream, but yeah, unfortunately today he's not raced, but even with this win, he maintained his first oh fuck his first place. Yeah, his first place in the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's good to see. And now you've kind of brought yourself right into that fight, so it's going to be a great battle for the rest of the season. So yeah, congratulations again, and we will catch you next week. I'll just check what track it is. I believe it is Monaco, so that's going to be interesting.
Come on.
We're so excited to go to Monaco.
So excited.
The dual return.
Let's see how that one goes. Yeah. Anyway, we'll let you go. So congratulations again. We'll move on to our third place man, filling in. Mentioned before, finishing down in P5 or 6, but jumping because of the lack of penalties. So great job to get yourself up into the podium position, reserving for the second or third time this year.
Something like that. I think it's the third time this season. Gotta help the McLaren boys.
Yep, absolutely, particularly with Elk not being present. So yeah, feeling some big shoes there. Walk us through your race, probably a little bit more eventful than Enrique's.
Yeah, I mean, the controversial bit was I was going to stay out another lap on my softs, and then my brother crashed. So it would have been a bit suspect if that had happened. I think I'd have been like P3 on track, but I don't think I'd have had the pace with Bean and Fenrique. So I'm glad to finish where was probably the best I could hope for with no penalties.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Lopez and KD both had phenomenal pace, but as has been a trend, particularly with KD, getting penalties is costing them. So this is a prime example of keeping it clean equals good results. So you must be really happy to jump those guys, even though they've got some real mega pace.
Yeah, last 3 laps I was on the bubble of 6 seconds behind KD, and I knew that Lopez had a stupid amount of penalties, so I was paying attention to KD and had my brother in my ear and Blades telling me what the gap was, and it basically resulted in me going through the bus stop chicane on the last lap with worn tyres in Rich and in overtake, and I didn't bin it, so...
That was going to be my next
Got the
question.
gap.
Did you kind of have knowledge of those gaps? But you've just answered that, so yeah, kind of that's what sending it. I mean, you've got nothing to lose by sending it. You're not like fighting for the championship necessarily in this tier, being a reserve, but it's good that you sent it and reaped the reward of a podium. So well done there. I'm fortunate to see a fair few of your European counterparts fall over in the race, so standing up for the Euro guys and representing them well. So congratulations again.
Cheers. I had a bad race on my race, so I've made up for that bit.
All right, that's awesome. Then you've made up for it. That's the important thing. But yeah, we might leave it there. We'll just send some congratulations to Bean Sandwich on a far from optimal strategy, hanging on to P2 as well, having to do 12 laps on those softs. So well done to Bean there. But I'll hand it over to you, Kitten, to wind things up.
Yeah, as you can tell, I think I speak for COS as a whole. We are absolutely thrilled to be going to beautiful Monaco next week, a fantastic circuit that is totally suitable for racing Formula One cars in 2020. But I guess for
You said Americans can't do sarcasm.
I guess for Wizard and Fenrique and Badhad, we're really coming at you from every corner of the planet tonight. We'll catch you next week. See you guys later.